Hi everyone, it's Dorothy and Teresa again, and today we're talking about engaging student thinking beyond the turn and talk. So there's times that you want to use the turn and talk, it's great, but there's times that you want to dig a little deeper and have students go further into critically asking questions and thinking deeply and clarifying their thinking. So we're going to share some activities and strategies with you today. But we want you to start intentionally planning for social learning opportunities throughout your lesson, and we're going to give you some ideas for that as well. And we want you to keep your lessons focused around 1 to 2 learning targets in order to most effectively develop questions and to go from this and kind of get students engaged and go deeper in the learning process. So we're going to share some of those ideas today.
I'm going to share 3 strategies to make your student thinking more visible. See, with the struggle with turn and talk, you need to really intentionally get around to all of those conversations to get an insight into what the students are thinking. So by creating some other opportunities for more students to share their thinking that's very purposeful around your learning target, it gives you an idea of what potential misconceptions the students might have, or what extended learning they want to have. So you need to intentionally plan these opportunities, as we said, and it's really important. You need to really think about where and when should those opportunities happen, and when are you listening to students throughout your lesson to know that, oh, they need a break, they need to talk about what they're learning. So the first strategy is, what makes you say that? Really getting the students to describe what they see or know and ask them to build explanations. It promotes evidential reasoning, like evidence-based reasoning. And because it invites students to share their interpretations, it encourages students to understand alternatives and multiple perspectives. It's really hard for students to get a perspective of their colleagues or their peers.
Absolutely. And Teresa's talking about these activities throughout this video. I want you to remember, as adult learning, when we're in a staff meeting or we're in an all-day in-service or a 3-hour training, it's tough for us sometimes to sit there and just be present. We want to be engaged too. So we want the presenter to provide learning experiences that they are intentional with and getting us to collaborate. So we want to do that with the students as well.
So when and where can you use this strategy? This thinking routine asks the students to describe something, such as an object or a concept, and then support their interpretation with evidence. Because the basic question in this routines are flexible, it is useful when looking at objects such as an art or historical artifact, but it can also be used to explore a poem or scientific observations and hypotheses. Anytime you want them to really just share what they're thinking, this is a great routine for that. And again, that routine is, what makes you say that? Think about after you have them read a story in literature and they propose an answer, and you really want them to defend what they just found or stated and say, so what makes you say that? The next routine, I'm really excited this one. This one is, I used to think, but now I think. And it's the purpose of this one is to encourage students to reflect on their thinking about a topic or an issue and explore how and why that thinking has changed. It's really important. We know the power of reflection. But this one is very intentional about having the students really evaluate where was their thinking at the beginning and now where is their thinking. It helps the students to really consolidate new learning as students identify their new understandings and opinions and beliefs. And by examining and explaining how and why their thinking has changed, students are developing their reasoning skill sets and recognizing cause and effect relationships, which we know is a real challenge for them.
Absolutely. And planning, you need to plan for the engagement and you need to plan for the instruction, because it doesn't just happen naturally. When I go in and observe master teachers, it's amazing the preparation that they have done behind the scenes that you just don't know if you walk into that. So what Teresa's going through is just, it's that planning piece, and it's planning for that intentional learning.
So when do you use this? The I used to think, but now I think is a routine that can be used whenever students' initial thoughts, opinions, or beliefs are likely to have changed as a result of the instruction or experience. For instance, after reading new information, watching a film, video clip, listening to a speaker, experiencing something new, having a class discussion at the end of the unit or study, and so on. So at the end of the day or at the end of the week, you ask them, so at the beginning of the week, where was your thinking? And now is where you're thinking. What more might you need to learn? The last and final strategy that we want to share for today is think, puzzle, explore. The purpose of this kind of thinking helps students to connect to prior knowledge, to stimulate curiosity, and to lay the groundwork of independent inquiry. We know that when curiosity is developed in the brain, there's something that happens chemically in the brain that clicks it on, and kids and even adults, when they're curious about something, they dig in a little bit more and want to learn more. So when and where can you use this? Use think, puzzle, and explore when you are beginning a topic and when you want students to develop their own questions of investigation. A great way to start inquiry into your classroom.
Awesome. So we hope you can use these strategies. Maybe you can use all of them. Maybe you can use one. We're just here to share ideas. If you have more questions for us, you can go to ifireup.com, ifireup.com.
And get fired up for learning.
Thank you.